Hello there, welcome to Lent on the Edge. This is the Tuesday, March 22nd edition. If you're new to Lent on the Edge, it's based on the work that Reverend Suzanne Guthrie has done. She has a webpage called At the Edge of the Enclosure. And so what our format is that I read the gospel, and we have a little reflection time, and then I'll read 3 reflections. Each one has a time of silence for us. So welcome into this time, this space. If you have a candle and you'd like to light it at this time, or you have a candle app on your phone, I invite you to go ahead and do that, and let's take just a centering moment as we prepare ourselves to hear the gospel read. This is John chapter 9. As Jesus walked along, he saw a man blind from birth. His disciples asked him, "Rabbi, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind?" Jesus answered, "Neither this man nor his parents sinned. He was born blind so that God's work might be revealed in him. We must work the works of him who sent me while it is day. Night is coming when no one can work. As long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world." When Jesus had said this, he spat on the ground and made mud with the saliva and spread the mud on the man's eyes, saying to him, "Go, wash in the pool of Siloam," which means sent. Then he went and washed and came back, able to see. The neighbors and those who had seen him before as a beggar began to ask, "Is this not the man who used to sit and beg?" Some were saying, "It is he." Others were saying, "No, but it's someone like him." He kept saying, "I am the man." But they kept asking him, "Then how were your eyes opened?" He answered, "The man called Jesus made mud, spread it on my eyes, and said to me, 'Go to Siloam and wash.' Then I went and washed and received my sight." They said to him, "Where is he?" And he said, "I do not know." They brought to the Pharisees the man who had formerly been blind. Now it was the Sabbath day when Jesus made the mud and opened his eyes. And then the Pharisees also began to ask him how he had received his sight. He said to them, "He put mud on my eyes. Then I washed, and now I see." Some of the Pharisees said, "This man is not from God, for he does not observe the Sabbath." But others said, "How can a man who is a sinner perform such signs?" And they were divided. Meditation 1 by Bruno, Barnhart. A comedy begins when the man returns seeing to those who had known him when he was blind. They seem not to recognize him. They argue about his identity. Finally, he himself affirms, "I am, hoto ego ami." He has received more than sight, this man who now sees. Burning and shining within him now is something of the one who gave him his sight and who had identified himself with those syllables reserved for God. I am. And yet he knows only that it was the man Jesus who had given him his sight. He knows neither who Jesus is, nor what is that light now within him, in which he himself is. Meditation 2 by Pachomius. After the manifest healings of the body, there are also spiritual healings. For if a man intellectually blind, in that he does not see the light of God because of idolatry, afterwards is guided by faith in the Lord, and he gains a sight, in coming to know the only true God, is not this a great healing and salvation? One of the brethren asked me, "Tell us one of the visions you see." And I said to him, "A sinner like me does not ask God that he may see visions, for that is against his will and is error. Here all the same, about a great vision. If you see a man pure and humble, it is a great vision. For what is greater than such a vision, to see the invisible God in a visible man, his temple?" Meditation 3 has two reflections. The first is from Bruno Barnhart. The second is from Jean Vanier, who entered into eternal life last year at the age of 90. Seeing is holy and immortal. Within the confusion between different levels of sight in this story lies the precious truth that all light participates in the unitive light, the uncreated light, which is the Word and Christ. Light is a grace in the world, a window, an angel of the creation, the beginning and the end, burning among us. Why are we blinded by these manifestations of God? Is it because we're comfortable and secure in our way of life? Our certitudes and feelings of elitism, and we do not want to change? Are we frightened of anything that might disturb us? The God of love and the love of God are calling us to go forth on this journey to union with God. That means deepening our interior life, which is our only real security, in order to walk more confidently into the things God may be calling us to. So bring your attention, your awareness back to this room. Oh, friends, thank you for this opportunity. I am just deeply humbled to be able to pray with you in this way. The Gospel of John is so beautiful. It's extraordinary that I get to share it with you and to meditate and to have this moment of contemplation. I pray God's blessing upon the rest of your day. I pray that in this stillness and this putting on the mind of Christ, your deepest needs are where God met you today. So hear this final word. It's actually the lyrics to Leonard Cohen's poem and song, Anthem. Ring the bells that can still ring. Forget your perfect offering. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. May your day be blessed.